Hi there friends, Judy here from an Aussie and a Kiwi world on Friday the 18th of August 2023. I'm back. It's been a while, and as I've mentioned in previous videos, between May and end of August, early September is my busiest time at work. It's quite a stressful time, and this morning I woke up with a really bad headache, so decided to take the day off and try to relax a little bit. So I thought the best thing for me to do was to try to catch up on some Flosstube and do mine. So I'm here with lots of projects around me. I want to sort of try to make it a late mid-year WIP parade, everything that I've sort of worked on this year. And I've got some happy mail, some purchases, the giveaway winners from my last video, and also just to catch up and see what everybody's up to, and let you know what I've been up to. So yeah, if we can maybe get straight into the giveaway winners. So I have actually just this afternoon done the random comment picker, and I've turned around and screenshot all the winners so that I can pop them up on the screen. They'll just go up here, so that I could actually get that done and make it a little bit quicker rather than me having to try to change the words and everything through the video. So I'll just go through and mention the winners. This was for my 1,500 subscribers, which was quite a funny situation. When I started doing the last video and noticed that I had 1,500 subscribers and decided to do some giveaways, it was not long after that I noticed that my subscribers had actually gone down under the 1,500, so which is where they sit at the moment, 1,498, which is not a concern. I'm not here for the numbers. I just use the numbers really just to recognize that I can put some giveaways up to say thank you to those loyal subscribers that hang around and watch me each time. So yeah, so the winners from Flosstube number 13, we had 5 giveaways all together, and this one was Mother's Bliss. I'll try and make sure the light's not going to do that. And the winner of this one was Michelle Durham, and so I'll pop her name and her post up here on the left hand side so you can see her comment. Congratulations, Michelle. The next one was June's Pearl Fairy, and that was this one. And the winner of that one was Rebecca G. So I'll pop her details just here so that you can see her comment. The third one was Fairy Tales. That was this one. And the winner was Al and Gaisa Stitcher. So that will go up just here. Congratulations. The fourth one was Moonlight Lullaby. I'm looking at my writing and it looked like it said Wallaby. I thought that's a bit strange. Moonlight Lullaby, that was this one. And the winner of this one was Kerry Urbe. It may be. My apologies if I've not said your surname correctly. But her comment will just be up here. I'll show you that. And the last one, which was for the Luca kit, and that's this one, and the one that I'd offered to actually do a stitch along with. The winner of this one was Letitia Pelser, and if I can just pop her comment up on the left hand side here. Congratulations, Letitia, and I look forward to doing a stitch along with you, so that'll be great. Okay, congratulations winners. If I can just ask you to please email me with your postal address, and I will organise to get those patterns out to you. So thank you very much for commenting, and congratulations. Okay, so I feel like this is my first time of doing a Flosstube again, so I've got sort of butterflies in my tummy and I'm a little bit nervous. I'm not too sure why. So this may be a bit of a mishmash of a video, but please bear with me and we'll do the best that we can with it, even if I have to edit a little bit at the end, which I try not to, but it'll be as it is. So, okay. So I'm just going to go in random order. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 piles of project bags. It's going to be like a zipper fest, so I haven't opened up any of the project bags, so there will be some zipper noises. So I do apologise if you've got earphones in, then it may be a little bit loud. I'll try not to be too loud with them. So I'm just going to randomly start with the pile and go through each of them as I can. Okay, so this is going to be long-winded, so if you haven't actually already got a beverage or a drink or something to eat or whatever you want to do while you're sitting here listening to me ramble on, I would probably suggest that you pause now and go and grab yourself a drink or yeah, something to keep you busy. So, or you're stitching, if you do that as well. So the first one that, and a lot of these are obviously going to be off their Q-snap, some are going to be on their Q-snap, and there's going to be needles and floss everywhere. So I haven't ironed anything. It's just a random, woke up after a nap and decided I was going to actually film a Flosstube. So it's pretty raw. Okay, so the first one that I've got is the Magic Roses, which is a Heaven and Earth design. It's by Genovia Art. So it's that one. And I'm doing this one, it is half cross, excuse the dogs, sorry, half cross on 25 count magic guide. So, and this is where I am up to. So not much progress, but this was started early in the year, so this has been done in 2023. It's actually it's quite a nice project to work on, and because if you get bored with one color, you can move on to another color. But it's there's so many different beautiful colors that belong in this kit, which these are all the colors that comes with. So lovely pinks and blues, greens, like turquoises, yeah, it's just beautiful. So, and I have that in a bag that I had my friend Nicole make, who is North Island Stitcher, here on Flosstube. I was a bit cheeky and just sent her some fabric and said to her, there's enough to make 2 bags, would you mind making me a bag? So that was a bit cheeky, but that was this bag, peacock feathers. Nicole loves peacocks, and I sort of thought it was fitting that we both have a bag that we can share. Okay, whoops. So the next one is, I don't have my original pattern, just my copy, which is the Marjorie Massey Petites Pommes, which is apples. So that is this one. This one I've actually just been marking off on the pattern, so, and I haven't had much progress on this one. That's just the start, which is the top of the apples, and that is the middle apple. Yeah, so if I hold that up as well, you'll be able to see where it is the middle. So I just recently seen someone here in New Zealand finish this pattern, and they've done an amazing job. I will actually try to touch base with them and see whether they'd mind if I popped a copy of their finished one up here on to show you, because it's got different colours. It's got reds and greens, and her leaves are green, and it just looks amazing. So it'll actually be really cool if I could show you that one. Okay, the next one is a Little Dove Designs, which is Hopes and Dreams. It's this one. I love this project because of the colours. It's got really nice colours, but also because we're currently going through some renovations here at the house, and we've recently just had our floorboards, brand new wood flooring put down, which looks amazing. I will try to put some photos at the end of the video if I remember. And this sort of does make me really think, because a house is made of bricks and beams and a home is made of hopes and dreams, and this house was actually, it's Craig and my first house that we purchased together, and is definitely full of hopes and dreams. So my progress on this one is not too far, but it's just the bottom half. Another one that I think once you start and you get sort of stuck into it, you can get quite good progress on it. So I do need to try to pick this up. Like I say with all of the patterns, and I probably won't be the last time I say that today. It's hopes and dreams. Now, because there's so many of these projects, I'm not going to be able to put all the names and everything on the in the description like I normally do. But if there's anyone that you actually do like and you need to get more information about, please just let me know. Maybe take a look at the timestamp, and then I'll go through and I can give you some details based on that. So this one is a Bothy Threads, and everybody knows I love Bothy Threads. Flight of the Bumblebee. Another one that's got beautiful colours. Now this one is actually, all the cross stitching is finished. It is just the back stitch, and if you've been watching me for a little while, you know that back stitch is not my favourite. So it's been sitting in the cupboard. Could possibly be a good finish, but it's got no back stitching. It's got some back stitching here, but it's I need to do all of it right across, and it's not my favourite thing, so I just hold off. But this is a gorgeous pattern. Absolutely love it. And I look forward to eventually stitching. Oh, it hasn't actually finished the cross stitch. I just noticed that there was the bottom, this bottom flower here hasn't actually been finished. So I'll need to finish that. And it looks like there's a stem there that's missing. So I probably need to finish that before I can get some back stitching done. Okay. Another one that's actually been done but just needs back stitching. Sorry, I'm looking at the back because I've put the dogs out the back. And they're probably a little bit cranky with me, but never mind. They'll be in shortly. Okay, the next one is Autumn Lane Stitchery, which is Easter Garden. This pattern, even though it's on a pale blue pattern on the picture, I tried to find a pattern that was going to be just a little bit brighter. So I found this blue, which I think it does make it pop out, which is really cool. Now this is, all the stitching has actually been finished on this one, and I am just doing the outline or the back stitch. There isn't too much back stitching, but a lot of it is actually in the leaves, like having to do the back stitching across the leaves. I was just trying to see whether I'd actually started it, but I haven't. It's probably why I put it away. So yeah, so there's just the back stitching to do on that one. Isn't it funny how at the beginning of the year when we're looking, or at the end of the year when we're looking at our plans for the next year, we have all these dreams that we're going to actually get all these projects done, or we're going to start these projects, or we're not going to start the projects. And last year was a year of no new starts, and I had a great time in the No New Starts group, met lots of new people, got lots of stitches done, and finished quite a few projects. I think I finished at the end of the year, I finished like 17 or 18 projects, and it was just a fun time. But I went 333 days without actually starting a new project, and I think the problem with doing that is then when you have a start and you get all that endorphin rush of actually wanting to do a new start, you just keep wanting to doing new starts. So I've had to actually pull myself back because I have started way too many. Pull myself back, and I'm thinking that maybe next year, part of my plans, or fake plans maybe, is that I'm going to actually do another no new starts next year. Well, that's the plan, and hopefully I'll be able to get some finishes done and try to make sure that I've got some lots of things to actually finish for the end of next year, rather than just keep starting, because I'm never ever going to start everything that I have. So the next one is the Silver Creek Samplers Singer Sampler series, which is the Do Re Mi. This comes in 4 different patterns as it goes across. I will pop a photo up here of my girlfriend Nicola's. She's started this after I did, and she's totally finished. She couldn't put it down, and hers looks amazing. So I'll pop a copy up there and show you what hers looks like. This is my progress, which is not very much, but I have got the first 4 boxes in for the top row, and then I'll put the other 4 down underneath here. I have made a change on, obviously, the colours. I've used my own colours. Well, actually, that's a lie. I used the colours of another lady that I found on Facebook, and she gave me the permission to copy her colours. So, but what I did do is, because I've copied her colours as in the boxes and the big letters here, but the actual words that go in the rhyme here, I've actually done the same colour, where hers was in a different colour. So I have sort of made it a little bit different. But I can totally see why Nicola didn't put it down, because it is a very fun stitch. But I just have way too many projects to do for me just to stick to one. So I'm sort of trying to spread my time across. The next one is a Peacock's Garden, which is the Linen and Threads, or Fox and Rabbit design from 2019, and that was this one. Nice big peacock in the middle. So I'm doing mine in, I believe it's a 996. Forget now. 996 and a pink. I don't know what the pink is, but that's the jumbled threads that are just shoved in my project bag. And this is my progress. So pull it out, turn it the right way. And that's the progress, if you can see all of that. Pull it back a little bit. I love these 2 colours together. I also love putting a bright green and pink together as well. So I'm sure there'll be projects in the future that'll have this colour pink, but with a green. Okay, so that was a Peacock's Garden by Fox and Rabbit, or back then Linen and Threads. That was their 2019, and this one, the next one, is their 2020 Threads Mystery Sampler. So that's this one. And oops, this is the colour green that I'm using, which is, I'm pretty useless actually. I don't have any details of the colours or anything like that. I just, as you know, just start things along. So this is where I'm up to, which is just down the left hand side. This is a really fun stitch. Once you sort of start one of the motifs, it's quite encouraging to actually then just keep going to finish it. So I hope to actually get back to this soon, because it's actually quite enjoyable to stitch on. Okay, put them such a mess. My floor is going to be covered in project bags in a moment, and it's going to be a bit hard to move out of my seat. Okay, the next one is Autumn Lane Stitchery, which is Potions and Spells. This is one that I started quite some time ago, but Katt from Katt Stitches has also done this. I think she's just about finished, or maybe finished. She had been doing it for a while as well, and then we sort of tried to encourage each other to pull it out and work on it. And I think Katt actually went ahead and finished hers. I haven't. No surprises there, I'm sure you're saying. But this is my progress. I'll take that off. Pretty much just got part of the Whirly Spell part, and then the Cat and the Cauldron, and part of the witch's dress, and a boot down the bottom here. There's one of her legs. Yeah. Autumn Lane Stitchery have got amazing patterns, and I'm not too sure whether you guys were interested in they had a Halloween box and a Christmas box. I got the Christmas box last year, and they've just had another box that they've released. They've just had another box that they've released that I was lucky enough to grab as well. So once that comes, I will definitely share the contents, which you'll probably see it from a lot of other people first, because it takes quite a while to get to us in New Zealand, and by then most of the people in the States have already done their unboxing, so it may not be something new that you see, but I'll show you anyway, just so that you can see what it is. Okay, the next one I have, rambling on, Santa Ho Ho Ho, which is by Irina, and I can't pronounce the surname, so I'm just going to actually pop that up here. Now she was actually off Etsy, so if you do need to know the details, let me know and I can search back and try to send a link of where that's from. This is actually quite a nice, fun project. I'm not too sure whether I chose the right fabric, but we'll see when we finish. And this is where I'm up to. So I've just started the first hoe and got Santa Claus's, the white in Santa Claus's face. In one of the challenges, just like a monthly challenge that I have in my group, or one of the New Zealand groups, we sometimes have where we have to stitch a certain amount of white stitches or black stitches, whatever colour, and this one was for the white stitches. So I got those ones out and stitched the Santa's beard and things like that. It's days like today that I wish I had a little helper that would be able to, I could just pass it on. Nicole sometimes has her little, her Miss 9 or Miss 7 actually. Well, actually I think one of them's had a birthday now, so she may not be 9 or 7 anymore. She may be a little bit older, but they actually help her by putting her things away. So she just hands them over to them, and then they put them back into the project bag. So I wish I could actually sometimes have someone to do that for me. One day, maybe. Okay. A Year in the Woods. These have been all over Flosstube. Most people have seen them. I'm doing them in the months, like in the theme, as in summer, winter, autumn, spring. This is the summer theme with these three. That's how I'm going to position them on the fabric. And I have started with the bald eagle. Not much progress, and that's all I've done so far. I like the colour of this fabric, and it doesn't look like it's big enough to fit 3 projects on it, but it's all been measured, and like I think I said last time when I pulled this out that I didn't actually trust the fact that Catherine had given me the right size fabric, so I sat there with a pin or a needle and actually counted the stitches across to make sure I had enough that all 3 were going to fit on there. And of course Catherine's been doing it for a long time, so she didn't go wrong. She gave me the right amount. So, okay, the next one is Tree Frog, and this is another one off Etsy, which is this one. The love of frogs that I have, and I've done this on a shit. How do you pronounce that? I don't even know how to pronounce that, but that's the fabric that I've popped it on, which is a dark grey colour, and this is my progress. Clearly see that it's frog's body and frog's legs. Another frog that I've got, which is the Mandela Frog by Nini Designs. It's really cute. Makes me think of watermelons when you look at that picture. So I've chosen to pop it onto a purple fabric, and that's my progress. Not much, but like everything in life, you've got to start somewhere. Life's actually been way too busy for me to do much stitching lately, but I'm lucky enough to spend some time with Finley. I've been going up there on a Wednesday and looking after him for my daughter. She's helping out. She's not due to go back to work until October, but her midwife friend needed some help to do a clinic for her, or some postnatal visits, because she's away, and Cherie agreed. So then I've been going up there to look after Finley, and yeah, it's been the highlight of my week. But when I get home, I sleep like I've never slept before, because he runs me ragged. Even though he doesn't run around, he's full on where I'm trying to entertain him all day. So the next one, I'll pop some pictures at the end of updated photos of him, of how cute he is. My opinions, of course, I'm very biased, but yeah, he's adorable. The next one is Frog Art. This is by Iris in Love Designs. Nice big glasses. Not much progress, and you can't really see where I'm actually at, but this is the project. This is part of his arm coming down here and his shoulder. This is up in part of his head. So okay. I'm going to actually reach across and grab from a different pile, just to mix it up a little bit. So this one is one of my Mary Poppins designs, Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. This is from Stitch Area from Etsy. This is actually quite an addictive pattern as well, because once you start, it's very hard to put it down. So this is my progress. Done all the words, just now doing the black fill-in down the bottom of the top of the houses, and then I'll have Mary Poppins to do on the side here. But yeah, that's quite a fun thing. In our in my New Zealand crafty group that is just for Kiwis, we have a Monday night, a Mary Poppins Monday, where if you've got a Mary Poppins design, you can come along and stitch with us. It doesn't actually just mean that you can do Mary Poppins. It has been known that people have stitched something else if they're not working on the Mary Poppins at the time, but it's a lovely chat that we have in there. So the next one that I have in a really lovely bag that I've got, which is pumpkins and Halloween cats and stuff. This one's been made by the lovely Judith Livingston. Excuse the threads because there's lots of them. And this one is an Autumn Lane stitchery called Midnight Brew, and that is the pattern. And that's my progress. I love these shadow patterns, like where a lot of the work is just done in black, because you can use different colour fabrics behind it to actually make it look so different to others, depending on whether you put a red background or a blue background. Like, it just, yeah, it makes it change the whole project. Okay. So we're 30 minutes in, and hopefully you're not getting bored with the project so far. I may have a little bit of a break in the middle, and I'll show you some happy mail that I received, and maybe some purchases that I've received as well. It's only just probably a little touch of the purchases. There's been many more than what I've got here, but yeah, it'll give you an idea. Two things that I think we do when we're really busy and we don't have time to stitch, for me personally, is that I purchase things. I go online and buy new patterns that I probably will never ever get to. And the other thing is I eat. So in one of my videos earlier on, I explained that I'd had weight loss surgery in December of 2020, which was a very good tool to help me lose a substantial amount of weight. I have put a little bit of that weight back on, so now I'm trying to work on eating healthy and being a little bit more doing more exercise to try to get those kilos off before it balloons out of where I can't do anything about it. So when I don't eat, I then go to my other comfort, and my other comfort is to purchase patterns. So I do have lots of things that I've purchased. Okay, the next pattern is the Stitch Goddess, which is the cell that I'm doing with Leigh from Leigh Creatively, and this is a tiny modernist pattern. There is also another hair color with a different sort of hairstyle that comes with this one as well, like a bonus pattern. And just recently I did also purchase two more from the range that is actually like a Halloween one. Here we go. A Halloween one, so here's part of my purchases. That's called the Stitch Witch. That's really cute. And the other one is called the Bee Queen. Another couple for the project, and so very, very similar designs, obviously. And then the other one that come with the free one that come with the Stitch Goddess was this one. So same as the Stitch Goddess, but just with the darker hair and in pigtails or ponytails. So, and this is my progress. I've got a little bit more of the orange hair done. Gorgeous, gorgeous colours. And the sun's going to be a pain, I think. And part of the dress, so it's amazing. Leigh's actually done all the outside with all her motifs on the outside, and she's leaving the lady's hair and her face and stuff to last. So Leigh manages to do about 10% every month to actually make sure that hers is going to be finished by the end of the year. So she's a lot more regimental than I am, where she doesn't have as many projects as I do either, and she stitches faster than me. So it's but it's not a race, it's just a matter of that we start it together and we have fun stitching it. So this is in a bag I've also received from Nicole from North Island Stitcher. Now the next one, this has been in my stash for quite a long time, and I started a stitch along with Susan, a Kiwi lady here that lives in Christchurch. Now this project was actually just going to be a start along because I don't stitch monogamously and Susan does. So we started this at the same time, and Susan's finished hers and has now done probably 4 or 5 other projects and finished them since then. I haven't, and I don't bring it out very often, but this is the progress that I've done so far. I've finally got to the second letter, so I'm just doing the A, finish the R all together, and working on the A. So I think the reason why I didn't bring it out for quite some time is because I'd made quite a big counting error in here, and it put off my, I'd started with the blue and then it put off my red, so I had to unpick quite a lot of the red and then had to restart it. So now I've got it back on track and unpicked where I needed to. I can work on that whenever I like without having to worry about unpicking it first. So that's a Country Threads project. Oops. Okay. The next one is my very first time using sulky threads. I actually like using them. I think they're really nice to stitch with. So I thought I would try it on the O Feathers by Rosewood Manor. Rosewood Manor would have to be one of my favourite designers. They've got such lovely patterns. And I'm not even too sure you could call this a start, but that's my start. So very minimal. I just wanted to actually see how the thread stitched up. So yeah, it's a bit of a poor effort, but keep saying, got to start somewhere. Okay. The next project, it's Charlie wanting to get through the back door, is Tudor Bee, and sorry about the dogs, they're barking at the neighbour because he's out washing his car and the dogs don't like him. So this is Tudor Bee from the Blue Flower. Sorry about that. It's the Blue Flower Tudor Bee, and I've just recently purchased the quilting bee as well, so I could do that to match, to have them both. So, oops. And this is my progress, which is not very much again. That sun's gonna maybe put off the colour, but yeah, so I have actually done all inside the wings, but it's just cleared stitches, white stitches, so you can't really see. Oh, there you go. See a little bit better. Okay. Next. Oops. I have a couple of projects in a bag that I purchased from Sharon, which is Fun with Cross Stitch over in Brisbane, Australia. And these were patterns that I wanted to try the ombre style with my floss. So the first part was the Happy Mood Points pattern, which I was doing a Happy Mood Points stitch along with Nicole from North Island Stitcher. And this is my progress. I'm not 100% happy with that white line that's in the middle there because it's actually quite faded, but I think once I finish the whole lot, hopefully it'll be fine. If it doesn't, I'll just get the colours either side of it and maybe just do another leg across so that it blends it in. These are the floss colours that I'm using, which are all nice teals and blues. So that's that one. And in the same bag, now this one I mentioned last time I showed it, that I'm actually really disappointed with the colours. And same thing again, I chose the white to put on the dress. So this is an artsy pattern called Women's Silhouette with Flowers, because there's a couple of different silhouette ones you can get, and their dresses are a little bit different. So these are the colours that I'd chosen originally, and I was to actually have black, blue, the pinks and purples. And I'll just pop this bottom bit off the Q-snap. So I did actually start with the black down the bottom, and I'll end up with the black, so the lady at the top has got a black body and arms and stuff. But see, again, the white in the middle actually looks like I've missed the stitching. So I'm actually really disappointed. So I'm going to actually do another leg of the pinks around it and cover that over so you can't actually see that. But that'll be when I'm totally finished and I have a look at what it looks like completed. Then I will totally decide whether I'm actually going to stitch in there, stitch a little bit more or not. So yeah, I have these sort of weird and wonky ideas of trying these things, and then when I've done it, I'm disappointed because it's not come out the way that I really wanted it to. So yeah, never mind. It is what it is. The next project that I have is my Amy Stewart, and it is my Once Upon a Fairy Tale Heaven and Earth design. I haven't actually got very far on this project, but I do pick it up every now and then when I just want to do some mindless stitching. It's really confetti heavy, but it's fun. So I'm just starting to make sure I'm filling up right across the top to fill those sections, and I'm now going to move down to try to fill pages at a time. So that's where I'm at with that one. The fabric is amazing. It's huge. Not too sure I'm ever going to finish that in my lifetime, but hopefully someone will in the next. And this one is actually sitting in my Hey Jude bag, which come from Judith Livingston again. She made these available for people that's name's Jude or Judith. And I purchased this bag, and she kindly made me a Notions bag and scissor pouch to match them. So that was actually quite nice of her. Okay, the next one, oh gosh, this one's been going on for way too long, is 100 Hours. I started this with a friend, or she was a friend. She's not my friend anymore because she doesn't want to talk to me, but that's beside the point. And that is the Our Forest 100 Hours project, and this is where I'm at. I believe I'm at 48 hours, I think there is, and obviously I've got 52 more to go. That's actually quite a nice pattern to stitch on. I'm not too hot about the fabric. It's quite hard to actually stitch on that fabric. I'm not too sure why. Well, it's not hard, but it's just not comfortable. That's the project. Sorry, I should have showed that first. So that was a freebie from Our Forest from a few years ago. Yeah. The next bag is nothing. That hasn't actually even been started, so I don't know why that's in that bag. The next one is, this one's actually a Face of a Mermaid. This was a pattern that I'd started, and I'd only done maybe 300 or 400 stitches. And the fabric that I was doing it on felt like plastic. It was really hard to stitch on. So I've actually now quit that one, and I will get some new fabric to actually stitch that. Okay, this is a Fox and Rabbits project. There's two projects on this one piece of fabric, And whoops, that's one of them. I'm so disorganized. I'm really sorry, guys. Okay, so 2 projects on here. One of them is called Lady Queen, which is this one. These just come in a PDF, so I've just printed them out. And the other one is the Ladies Who Lunch, which is the same butterfly, or sorry, what do you call it, ladybird, just in a different design. So I've done them both on this same piece of fabric. This is my first one. And the Ladies Who Lunch is this one. Yeah. They have some lovely patterns. Wouldn't it be really nice if we could just purchase every single pattern, or we obtain it, every single pattern, and have enough time in the world to actually stitch them all? Said everybody, I'm sure, but unfortunately it's not possible. New patterns come out all the time, and I totally understand why designers do that, but it's really hard to try to stitch everything that we want to. Okay, the next one is a Rosewood Manor project, and it is the, whoops, got the original here, Dreaming of Fuchsia, which is this book. And I've only just started it just on the left hand side here. And whoops, my progress is this much. So a little bit more than what I was expecting actually. I thought I'd only just done this part. So last time I took it out, I think I've actually completed across the top here and some more of the bottom. It's such a big project when you look at the that pattern and to how much I've done. Let me just try to hold those up together. It's massive. Like, I've done not much at all. I'd be lucky if it was even in before 5%. So it's going to take a little while. And that one I've also got all the other ones like the daffodils and that as well, which I'm sure you'll see. Sorry about that. Dog's decided to have a little bit of a barking match. My next one is You Belong to Me by Long Dog Sampler. That one. And that is my progress. I've made my way right across the top and starting to come down here on the right hand side, or the left hand side, sorry, down the left hand side, so that we could I can try to reach the bottom. And then I'm going to go back up and around to try to get the whole outside of the project done. Okay. One of the floss tubers I've been sort of addicted to lately is I Stitch Birds, which is Lara. Or Laura, whichever way you want to actually pronounce it. She is from Melbourne, lives in Melbourne, but from Finland, I believe. And she makes me smile every time I watch her. She's always so happy. When she starts her video, she's got a big grin on her face. She's got some really cute projects. Yeah, if you haven't watched her, pop over and watch her. She's got some beautiful patterns. The majority of them are birds, because she loves birds, chickens, and everything. Yeah, she's just amazing. And you know, when you've got those go-to people that you always watch regardless, like when their videos come up, like the likes of like Ailarra, Kill Stitches, Dizzy Stitcher, and North Island Stitcher. Creatively, these are all people that I religiously watch as soon as they actually release their videos, and I may not comment all the time, but I always make sure I watch them so that I've got, I don't know, I like it so that they know that I've liked it, I've watched it, but they're just, and I think I Stitch Birds is another one that is definitely on my watch all the time program. So yeah, the next one that I'm doing with Katt Stitches here in New Zealand, another stitch along with her, is the this is the Nutcracker, but there is a Wizard of Oz one that I'm doing with her, and they're both very similar designs. So I've gone along and done mine. So I've got the tree, done the green of the tree. And there's not much difference between them with only my progress. But so that's all I've done on the Nutcracker. And see if I can grab the other one. And the Wizard of Oz pattern, which I will grab and show you, is this one. And I've finished the green on that one as well. So that is just the green for there. So they look very similar, but as obviously I start doing the motifs of the different parts of the pattern, it'll be able to decide that it is different. Such lovely patterns, Tiny Modernists. They're easy to follow. The patterns are easy. They've got really lovely motifs on there, so that you can sort of get stuck in doing a part, like one part of the motif, and you finish it before you move on to the next one, sort of thing. So and they're easy to purchase their patterns. So just jumping online and then being able to download a PDF and having it instantly, you can fall in love with something and be starting it in like a few moments later. So yeah, sorry, making a little bit of noise. This next one is in a bag that I was given by Anne J, who's a lovely lady that lives down in Wellington, which was really nice of you. And it is my Autumn Lane Stitchery Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Now it's obviously, the sample is done on a navy pattern, a navy fabric, and me being me, trying to be different, I decided that I wanted to do it on a different colour. So I decided that I was going to do it on a green instead. Sorry, so many of my projects are still on the Q-snap. So I've stitched it on the green, and this is my progress. So I've just got the Santa written across the top here, and then the big Santa down on the bottom to do. All these Santa projects gives me plenty to do for when it's Christmas in July, and any Santa prompts and things like that. So I'm not too sure whether there's anybody out there that has never stitched a Santa Claus project or something to do, pardon me, with Christmas. If you have never stitched anything like that, maybe pop it down below and we'll see how many people are in that same boat. Okay, another Rosewood Manor. This is the Dreaming of Sunflowers. So this is a project. And I have worked on this just recently. This is my progress. So the last time that I'd picked it up, I just had the 3 circles here and the outline of here, and so I've filled in all the green and the extra bits. Done some of the words. So again, another really big project. So when you put them two together like that and look at the amount that I've done, like this green line here is only halfway across the pattern, so I'm not too far from the edge at the top. Pardon me. So it's going to be a while before that one even gets to 25%. Sorry about that. A coughing fit decided to show its face. So the next one that I've got is a stitch along that I'm doing with Dizzy Stitcher, which is a pattern that I purchased for both of us because he had said that he liked it, and so I purchased it for him and asked him to do a stitch along with me, which is the mini top frog. He is way ahead of me and probably down to here of his pattern because he's doing another challenge. He's doing a challenge with Ailarra to see if he could finish this year. So he's like way ahead of me. I haven't done much at all. This is all I'm doing. So now I'm just sort of trying to, as I do the colours, I'm just trying to fill in along, and I'm going to try to do page by page. I see people that actually do page by page on their projects, and I'm in awe of the fact that they can do that, because I tend to go off tangent all the time. But yeah, it's just something that obviously some people think that it's, or find it easy, and other people don't. For me, I like to sort of change things up, and that's why a lot of my projects are all different ways. Some parking, some not parking, some are colour completed, and yeah, so it's all different. Another Rosewood Manor, which is Dreaming of Tulips, and that's this one. And I've just started down here on the corner here. Oops. And that's my progress. This is a gorgeous pattern. I first seen this when I was at the Christchurch retreat, and a lady by the name of Christine, who's a very good friend of mine now, I'd only met her at the Christchurch retreat, and she was stitching on this, and I absolutely fell in love with it. So she has, I believe, finished hers, and Michelle is also another Kiwi lady. Or actually she's Australian but lives here in New Zealand. She is actually also finished as well, and it looks gorgeous. I'm very jealous, but yeah. How are you going? Not getting bored? It's 1 hour in, and I still have lots and lots of things to show you, so you may have to pop me on pause and maybe come back to me if you want to. I'm not even going to be offended if you don't want to watch it any further. That's totally up to you, but I will still keep going with what I've got. And this was mainly, the channel I actually created was mainly because I wanted to just have my own videos of for my own progress going forward. So having people watch it is actually is really cool, but it was not my intention of when I first actually started to do Flosstube. It was well, I kind of got to the point where I was like, okay, yeah, I will do one, because Nicole had actually done one, and I told her if she'd done one, I'd do one, not thinking she'd do one. And I know I've said this story before, but now that I have, I've actually met so many lovely people, the viewers that I have, and how we can chat and communicate, and yeah, the friendships that I've built has actually been just amazing. So thank you very much to those people that are actually are continually in my thoughts, and I'm in theirs as well, where they will message me out of the blue asking how I'm doing and things like that. So that's what makes that's what actually makes this community so amazing, is the people that you meet, not just the other floss tubers that I watch, or that but it's also the people that watch my channel as well. So thank you very much to everybody, which I didn't say at the beginning, to say welcome back. I'm an hour in. Like I said, I'm a little bit sort of out of practice, so I do appreciate if you're still with me at this time, and for coming back and watching. If you're a new subscriber and you like what you see, or you're a new viewer, sorry, and you like what you see, please press the subscriber button down below. And if you don't, even if you don't want to leave a comment, please just hit the like button when you've watched the video, just so I know that people are actually watching. So the next one is a Bothy Threads kit, and this is actually 3 different kits, which is Follow Me 1, 2 and 3, and I'm going to actually put them all together, which is the same as what I've got on this little my sheet here. So I've started in the middle, and this is my progress of the middle, so not too far in, but it is actually a nice pattern, and it does go quite fast when you stitch on it, but like always, I don't get too much stitching on each of the projects because I change it up often enough. Oops. Sorry, it's been a little bit noisy. Okay. Another Dreaming of Iris, I think this one is. Dreaming of Iris. So a Rosewood Manor pattern. And again, I've started from down in the corner. And only very limited progress here, which is this bit. So some of these projects I always say to myself, oh, I'd really like to finish that this year. That's actually not going to happen because you've actually got to stitch on it to finish it. So. But what I do want to do next year is I've got some patterns that I do want to get framed. So I'm going to try to, once every couple of months, take one of my finished stitches down to the framer and start getting them framed so that I can have some to be able to put on my wall once we renovate the craft room. So the next one is Kissing Frogs by Leigh Seed. And this one is, I'm only just doing just the black first, and then I'll work on to the green. So that's my progress. This is obviously the frog coming in here, and then her body with her wings coming up here. Trying to fill in the black. It's either me coughing or the dog's barking. It's one or the other. Okay, the next one is Fruits of Plenty, which is the 2021 sale from Modern Folk Embroidery. And I'm pretty sure everybody's actually seen this pattern. It's been stitched in many, many colours. Reds and blues and greens and browns and purples, all different colours. I chose to use my favourite colour, which is 996, and black. And this is where I'm up to. So I have totally finished one page. Oh, maybe not. I think the one page is like about here. I'm not sure, but I'm getting very close anyway, if I haven't finished it. So that's a very hard one to put down because I've got it in Pattern Keeper, and just being able to sit there and stitch the one colour is really easy, and you just continue to just sit and stitch and not have to worry about changing colours and things like that. That one hasn't actually been started. So this is my Mary Poppins sampler, another one that I do on a Monday night with my friends in the New Zealand Crafting group. So it's done with a silk, which is this one, and it's from Mo's Silks. And this is my progress, which is not very far. Awesome. Okay, sorry about that. My parents or in-laws actually just arrived home, so they just come in and want to have a quick chat. Not that it would have been much time for you, but it was a few moments for me. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to move on. I have actually a little bit of a tidy up while I was talking to them, so that I didn't have to be covered with project bags everywhere. My next project is a Jordan Brevet. They're Season Quakers. Now I'm doing all 4 on the same fabric, and it's going to be like this. So all the 4 different ones. And this is my start. Now, because it is actually, there's 4 of them across and they've all got an alphabet, I'm actually doing the letters of my name. So here is actually the J, which is in the black, is it black? The navy blue, is in navy blue. And then the next one's going to have a different color for the U, and so on and so on. So this is quite a cool project. I seen this on someone's Flosstube, and I'm sorry, I can't remember whose Flosstube it was. And they were doing them separately. They weren't doing them all together, but that was where I found out that you could actually do them all together, or that's how they're advertised on the pattern. And then I went straight onto their website and purchased all 4 patterns. So, yeah. I'll just move over to these ones. Okay, this one is Who Let the Frogs Out, and I'm very close to a finish on this one. I don't know why I haven't finished it already, but never mind. Didn't show you the pattern. So the pattern itself, and I think I've mentioned this before, it doesn't actually do it justice on the green with the white that they're using, or whatever colour they're using on there. So I switched it up a little bit and decided that I was going to do mine on pink and with green floss, and this is my progress. So as you can see, I've only just got the bottom bit to do here, which shouldn't take long. That will probably be one session of sitting down and doing it. And then there's 3 other projects in that range that I do have them here actually. That you can also do. So this one's Whip It Good. And then there is Baby Got Backstitch. Now these are by Beth Twist, which is Heartstring Samplery. And Hoop There It Is. It's the other one. So it's quite a fun project, and I'll possibly do all 4 projects on the same coloured fabric, but just with different coloured floss. The next ones are the Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and these are the Hello series, like Hello. First one's Hello Dear. Another project that's been all over the internet on Flosstube and things like that. It's been around for quite some time, but I'm always last stitching my things. And that is my progress. Not very much. Pretty sure that's just 14 count or 16 count Aida in different colorways for each of the patterns. And the next one is Hello Petal, which is this one. Oops. Sorry, these are all folded up inside a little plastic floss bag. And that's my progress. I had dreams of finishing these 4 by the end of the year. Maybe all I can say is luckily dreams are free, because they're not anywhere near being finished, and I doubt that they will be. The next one is Hello Pumpkin, which is this one. And this is my progress. This is probably the one that's got the most progress on it. and that's just a needle minder right in the middle there, which looks a bit out of place, but okay. I actually feel like it's a nice summer's day today, but it's definitely not summer. It's actually still winter, and it was quite cold outside this morning, but the sun's been out, which is good. And the last one of this series is the Hello Sunshine, talking about sunshine, and this is my progress on this one. They're such fun projects. I first actually seen these by watching the Honey Bee Stitcher. She's from Melbourne, and it was, I think she was just doing, she'd started one and then she'd moved across and done all the others. So yeah, I sort of copycatted that. A Dimensions Gold Collection Petite, and this one is the Tiger. I can never ever pronounce the first name, but it's the Tiger one. Dimension kits are all very, if I use the word weird, maybe weird to me. Using blends and using different amounts of floss strands and things like that doesn't seem normal, but when you actually look at the project and how it actually comes out, it just makes the project, like, it just makes it amazing how it gives it all the different definition. And when you sit there and look at that face to face, like when I was looking at it prior to putting it on the screen, you can't really picture which way it goes, but as soon as you get it on the screen, and you can just imagine why once it's on the wall, it just stands out, all the different depth and stuff, like with his eyes, and yeah, it's amazing. Very clever, very clever. Okay. This is one of my favourite projects that I have on the go, and it's the Adele from Tilt and Craft. If you haven't seen any of the Tilt and Craft projects, pop over and have a look. She's got quite a few sales going on at the moment, like 50% ones, so you may even find yourself a bargain. Shelley from Tilt and Crafts is amazing. She's been having a little bit of a hard time recently, but she definitely has some lovely patterns that she's charted and stuff. So, sorry, this one's on the Q-snip, so I've just got to take it off to give you an idea of what progress we've got. Oops. Okay, and this is an unironed progress of Adele. So all of the around this, on this side here, is all the colours are all done as much as they can be, except for I've just got to fill in this bit of the black just here, but all this is a different colour, I believe. And then I'll finish off the black. So I am going to colour complete this one. It had something like 40,000 out of 90,000 stitches. It had 40,000 stitches of black. So, and I believe I'm about 30,000 stitches of the black in. So not very many more to go on that one, which is good. Okay, I've actually let the dogs in, so they may come and jump all over me shortly, or they may bark here, so sorry if they do actually become a little bit noisy. The next project is a Gecko Rouge kit, another one that I found on the Honeybee Facebook, Honeybee Flosstube, and she had actually finished this and I fell in love with it. The colours are just amazing. They're really bright and they stand out. So I'm not going to take this out of the Q-snap because me in my little smart mind decided that to hold it all together I was going to sew it. So I got a piece of thread and sewed the bottom to hold all the things together, which is a bit of a pain, but I don't want to undo it until I've actually finished, until I've completed what I can complete in this cross stitch in the frame Q-snap. So this is where I'm at the moment. The majority of that wing is actually already done. There are some ninja stitches in there, probably half a dozen, like there's a few just here that need to be done, but the majority of them are done. And then it's obviously just the honeycomb around the edge, but that pattern is amazing. It is one that I had in, I put it into Pattern Keeper, and if you're lucky enough to use a Galaxy or use a Samsung tablet or something like that, or have a program to use it, it's amazing to actually have your pattern into Pattern Keeper. However, what happened is when I loaded it into Pattern Keeper, I didn't put the margins correct, and I obviously didn't do the overlap, and all of a sudden halfway through my B, it was all disjointed, and I thought, oh, that's a bit strange. And one of these flowers was sort of had quite a chunk of it out, and I realized that I'd stitched 8,000 stitches of the pattern and there was actually 7,000 stitches missing of a big strip right down the middle of the project. So I needed to get all that pulled out, and so yeah, it was, at the time a friend of mine actually ripped all those stitches out for me and returned a blank piece of fabric so that I could start it again, which is a bit of annoying, but it is a nice project. So this is my Satsuma Street Alice in Wonderland. I have done the Wizard of Oz one of this one. I finished that one. So then I moved on to the Alice in Wonderland, two of my favourite movies. And this is where I'm at. I haven't really done much on this one, but just the middle square and moved up to the top. The actual pattern is quite funny. When you look at it like that, it just looks like it's square, but it actually sits, as you've seen on here, it sits as a diamond instead. So yeah, so we can sort of actually, it can be framed in a square frame, obviously, and then you just put it up on the wall, but put it up as a diamond instead of, yeah. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. The boys have decided to come back and join me. So I'm pretty sure they will be finding their way to try to jump all over my chair in a moment. Okay. The next one is my Map of Australia by Artisy, and Sharon from Fun with Cross Stitch is also stitching this. She's got really good progress with hers. I don't have very good progress with mine, as the story goes, because I'm got too much on the go. So I'm just going to show you what I've done so far here, and it's still in the Q-snap, but my progress is, it's probably not even the right way, it goes that way, is this much. It's got a huge amount of confetti in there, but from a distance you can't obviously tell. You can just see the creatures and stuff that come from it, so, which are really cool. For those of you that like parking, I'm not too sure whether you've seen these little gadgets before, these easy holders. I purchased them a little while, actually a long time ago, for crochet, because I thought they'd be good to hold when I was doing different colours on my crochet blankets. And when they arrived and they were as tiny as they were, well, they weren't going to hold much wool on there, so it didn't work. So then I realised that you can actually use them for your thread for these. So all it is a little bobbin kind of thing, and it pops out, and then you just put your threads in there and you pop it, and it keeps it all together, so it keeps it all from tangling. You couldn't buy them here in New Zealand. You could only get them, I could only get them from overseas, so it actually did cost me quite a bit of money to buy them from America, and I ended up purchasing quite a few packets of them because they were so expensive. The postage was the worst part. I think it cost me more for the postage than it did for the item itself, so that's why I wanted to make sure it was worthwhile getting a huge chunk of a huge quantity of them. Okay, the next one is my not very much progress on elephant puzzle. This is a Pain-Free Crafts pattern, one that I've actually kitted up myself. Pain-Free Crafts, I'm actually in the Crystal Club. I think I've mentioned that before, and it's a great way to sorry about that. Okay, where was I? Pain-Free Crafts, the Crystal Club, is a great way, like a lay-by system, where you pay a certain amount of money every month, gets debited out of your account, and after 6 months you get a voucher to use to actually purchase a chart and a full kit. So here in New Zealand, because things do cost quite a bit of money to get from overseas to here, it works out quite substantial for the postage to get something here. So by doing this, it costs it's about $27 New Zealand, I think, a month, and then you get to use that to purchase a kit at the end of the 6 months. So every 6 months you can purchase a kit. This one I actually just purchased the pattern because I fell in love with the pattern and wanted to stitch it and didn't want to have to wait for the kit, so I did that and started it because I was all excited to start it, but my progress is pretty poor, which is only this much. I don't even know which way that goes up. I think that's the top, because I always try to put my needle minder on the top left so that I can keep track of which way my stitches go. But yeah, so Pain-Free Crafts, if you're interested, go and have a look if you haven't heard of them before. I don't believe that her Crystal Club is open at the moment, but it is actually, you can put your name down on a waiting list, I think, or you can contact Sarah Payne and let her know that you're interested, and then she can let you know when she's about to open again. She has the best customer service, amazing lady. Yeah, so if you're looking for some really cool projects, go and check her out. Another one of their projects that I have is the Kaleidoscope Dragon, and this was when we were going to try to do Ellie Welly Stitches was joining in on a Stanley Morrison cell, so this is the one that I chose for that project, and this is my project, which is progress, sorry, which is not much. Can't actually see. Yeah, I'm just trying to do the black, so I think I'll colour complete all the black on there as I like to do on other projects, and then fill in the colours. Okay, so I've only got a handful of projects left for you, so if you've hung around this long, I commend you, and I appreciate the fact that you've actually stuck around as long as you have. So the next project that I've got is a Craft & Co. Excuse me the crackle because it's in a plastic, sorry, it's in a plastic wrapper, which I won't put it back in there. And that is this project, excuse me, which is just a little, it's called the Bumblebee Line. And this is my progress. I'll pop it up against the picture. It's really cute and quite fun to stitch, as is everything that we have. That's why we stitch it, isn't it? Because we like it and it's fun. Okay, gosh, you wouldn't even want to see my floor at the moment. And I did clean up a little bit after I stopped the video before. The next project, which is a very, very minimal start when I was doing my frogs, is the frog gnomes, and it's these 3 gnomes, and I'd started just in the middle, and that's my tiny little progress of the little frog. Not much at all. Too many projects, not enough time to stitch on them. Okay, and then this is my stitching that I'm doing with Stitching by Loz, which is Lauren and Avocado. Avocado being the peacock, or sorry, not a peacock, a parrot. I might even be wrong. I'm not sure. It's a bird. Avocado is a bird. That is actually really cute. Sorry, Loz. So this is the one that I'm stitching with her, which is just the tree frog trio. And this is my progress, which is just I'm trying to colour complete, so that's why it looks a bit all higgly-piggly. And another frog one, which I don't actually believe that I started, so let's not worry about that one. Two more projects. Oops, that's supposed to go over there. Okay, Mary Poppins, which is The Winds in the East. And this is my progress. I started this one with Nicola down at the Dunedin retreat, and that is my progress that I done in Dunedin at the retreat, and I haven't picked it up since. Story of my life. So that was just here. It's going to say about to begin in the middle. Another one that I believe Nicola may, if she hasn't finished already, she is probably close to finishing, because I'm hopeless. Okay, and the last one that I have to show you is the Frog in Blue, which is Joe Lynch from Heaven and Earth, and that is the design. And I've only got a small start on this one, and that is the start that I've got. Okay, so that is all the projects that I've got to show you that I've been working on since the beginning of the year. I'm pretty sure there is another box with some more stuff that I've been working on, but if you've seen my craft room at the moment, you'd understand why I couldn't locate them, because it's just, I can't see my carpet because there's so much stuff in there. So I'm trying to have a de-stash and get rid of some things to the New Zealand local buy and sell sites, because I have too many things. And speaking about purchasing, so a little while ago I actually purchased a pattern, just a leaflet, because I really liked it, Teddy Bear Reunion, which is this one. So while I was going through my stash the other day, on Friday night, I think it was, I was chatting to a couple of the local Kiwi girls, and I said, oh, I'm going to stitch this, so I sort of put it away into a tub ready for me to do at another time. And then all of a sudden I come up with another one. So I said, oh, look at that. I obviously like it because I purchased it again. So I started going through another pile of books, and what do you know? I've now got 3 patterns. So it's unheard of that some people don't even buy 2 patterns the same, but I bought 3. Nope, I bought 4. So I obviously seen it and thought how lovely it was and just kept buying it. So now I've got 4 patterns. So what I'm going to do is just a ad hoc giveaway. If you're interested in actually obtaining one of these patterns that I have here, one of these 3, I'm going to give 3 away. And if you can just write somewhere in your comment the word Teddy, so T-E-D-D-Y, and I will randomly pick 3 people out to actually send them this pattern. So it is a colour pattern. I'll just quickly briefly show you. You shouldn't be able to copy it from all the way back there. It is a colour pattern, so if you're cool for that, then by all means pop the word Teddy in your comment, and I will choose 3 random people to actually get a copy of that. I'll post it across anywhere in the world. It doesn't have to just be here in New Zealand. Yeah, so maybe we can have 4 people do a stitch along together, myself and 3 other people. So this is what happens when you purchase things. Yeah, it just happens. I'm sure it happens to other people as well, but it definitely happens to me. So the word Teddy, that's all you need. So another thing that I purchased, Katt from Katt Stitches knows how much I love Alice in Wonderland, and she recently sent me something from Temu, which I'm pretty sure everybody's heard of, which was an Alice in Wonderland clock. And I thought, well, that's really cool. Should I buy it? Oh, nah. Guess what? I did. So this is what the clock looks like. Now, I've left it in the packaging so you can actually clearly see what it looks like. It wasn't very expensive and is actually really cool, I think cool. So when I pulled it out of the box, because I wondered what it was made out of, it's actually made out of a vinyl, like a record. That's what it feels like. It feels like a record. And then it's just got obviously a sticker around here. So quality wise, it's probably on the cheaper side, and that's because it was cheap. I mean, not cheap, it was probably $25 New Zealand, but I love it. I think it's just amazing, and it is going to have pride of place in my craft room once I've actually redecorated my craft room. So I'm super excited about having that. Okay, a couple of other things that I've purchased was sorry about the dogs. Sorry about that, just had to go and rescue the dogs from barking at the neighbour's daughter arriving. So now I have a extra visitor up here, Charlie, and Murphy's down here on my lap. Okay, a couple of other purchases that I've got were some scissors. If you are someone that likes scissors, these are actually really cute. I bought these from Stitch NZ, which is a New Zealand shop that we've got here, Elizabeth. They're from her. And the other place I purchased some scissors from was from Temu. When I bought the clock, I decided to have a look at what sort of scissors they've got. Now, I've purchased these ones from them. They actually feel really good quality. I'm not too sure whether I can say that they are the best of quality, because they weren't very expensive. But they're nice little, what look like peacock feathers. Yeah, and they're only a few dollars. So I thought they're worthwhile actually giving them a try. So they just come in nice little plastic thing. The other thing that I purchased, please excuse the crinkle while I take it out of the bag. This only just arrived yesterday, so I hadn't actually taken it out. Was a couple of notebooks, which are just like a scrapbook kind of thing. You can actually put the date and things at the top so you can have it like a diary. I sort of thought it would be nice to write projects and start dates and things like that, trying to get organized. But whether I ever write in it or not, I'm not sure. But I bought 2 of these, a blue one and a pink one. You can get all different colors, and again, they were only a few dollars. And I did have a few other things that I've purchased, or lots of things that I purchased, but I won't actually go through that now because I've already kept you for long enough. But I will show you some lovely happy mail that I received, and I just wanted to make sure that I could say thank you to those people. So Sally actually made me a mug rug, which is actually for my mug to actually sit down on my desk and put it on. So just like obviously a coaster, but it is perfect because I have a really big tea mug, and it's usually bigger than the actual coaster that I've got on my desk. So this is perfect, and I have thanked her personally outside of here, but I just wanted to make sure I could thank her again for this. It's actually amazing, and now that I've shown you on Flosstube, I can take the pin out and actually start using it, which is really cool, and a beautiful little card, so that thank you. I've also received some postcards, from Diane, or Diana, maybe, I think it is, sorry, Diana. 2 different ones, which are amazing, and I love the little information that she pops on the back, so thank you very much. I must make sure I can get one back in the mail for you. Another bag that I received, and I'll just be careful how I show you so I don't let out any addresses or anything like that for other people, was from Danielle, and Danielle gave me lots of nice little things. It's very exciting. So I got a lovely pen, and it's got a little needle minder on the back that's stuck to the back there. And magnet, which can also be for a needle minder, which is from Wales. And oops, sorry, popping it back into the bag. A nice postcard, some fabric, beautiful coloured fabric, and lots of different floss drops so I can use for putting my floss on. So thank you very much, Danielle. They're actually amazing. And again, I've also thanked her already, but just wanted to make sure I publicly thanked her. And the last bit of happy mail was from a lady here in New Zealand, a friend of mine by the name of Lynn, and I purchased a pattern from her, and she included lots of other little things. So I've got some Krynic and some floss, a couple of other patterns that she'd finished with, and a couple of magazines. So I just want to say thank you, Lynn, for those as well. That's amazing. I really do appreciate it. Now, a little while ago, I mentioned that I was actually wanting to learn how to make project bags. So I was really lucky to be able to have a stitchy day together with Christine and Letitia. And Letitia was the teacher, and Christine and I learnt how to make the bag. And I'm really, really happy to say I made one. So this is my project bag, my very first one. Don't look too close because the zipper's a bit crooked. However, I'm so happy with how it turned out. It is fully lined and it's amazing. The instructions were really super easy. Letitia was a really good teacher, and I had a really fun time making them. So this won't be the last. I've bought lots more fabric to actually be able to make lots more. And yeah, it was actually really fun. I really enjoyed it. So thank you very much, Letitia and Christine, for sharing that day with me. We had a really cool time. Okay, that's about it. I should wrap it up, and I've taken enough of your time. Movie length video from me this time, but it's been a really, really crazy time at work, and I really struggle throughout the time. My mental health actually is probably not too good throughout these busy period, because I'm put under the pressure as the only person that knows how to do my job at the council, which I've argued about for a long time, saying that I'm the single point of failure. And sorry, it's a little bit dark in here now because I've closed the blinds. So it's really something that I struggle with, and it's been happening for 4 years where nothing's changed. So it's been really, really stressful. My lip is full of cold sores, unfortunately, and my face breaks out. It's quite a stressful time for this time of the year, which is why I haven't really stitched much, and I haven't really come on and done any extra Flosstube videos. So first of all, obviously Flosstube is something that's when I have the time to do it, but I totally understand that there are people that do enjoy watching the Flosstubes out there, and although there's thousands and thousands of people that are doing Flosstube, we all have our favourites that we actually like to do. So if I can just say thank you to every single one of you for watching. I appreciate the time that you take to actually watch my videos, and sort of reach out when you haven't heard from me to see that everything's okay. If you haven't actually already joined already, I do have a Facebook group that is called Stitching with Judy, an Aussie in a Kiwi world. I will actually be popping up some Zoom calls in there over the next couple of weeks, so that if you're keen and you want to come on and stitch with us for a couple of hours, I'm going to try to do them on a Saturday and Sunday. They might be at a weird hour for some people in the world, but I will try to do it at random times, so it's not everybody that has to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, or you don't have to be up till late at night. I will try to actually manipulate the timing so that it does suit most people. So okay, I think that's me. I will say goodbye from me, Charlie and Murphy, and just say that I appreciate everybody for watching. So take care, and hopefully I'll be back in the short while. I am going to Australia at the end of September, but I will definitely try to video before sometime in September, so that we can catch up before then, before I go to Australia. So if you want to win the teddy pattern, or if you want to go in for a copy of the teddy pattern, just pop in the word teddy in your comment. If not, reach out, send me an email on Instagram. You can message me, or any other way that I have listed down below. So thanks very much. Take care, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.